What's in a name? It's legacy, it's history, it's respect. And this season, names become legend. This is passion, this is power, this is our culture. This is Newcastle, Bristol, Caledonia, Sheffield, Plymouth, London, Manchester, Surrey, Cheshire, Leicester. This is basketball. So know our passion, our power, our culture, know our name.
A very, very warm welcome to everybody watching here, either live or on demand, on the BBL YouTube channel and the BBL player for the BBL Trophy first round. Our attention's turned towards some silverware this week, and the Cheshire Phoenix are playing host to the Nottingham Hoods from the NBL Division 1. And a warm welcome to any Hoods fans out there watching, cheering your team on tonight. I'm Mark Timpley. I'll bring this to you tonight, once again with my good friend on my left, Salty. How are you, Paul?
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another Sunday of action-filled basketball.
And we've got to start with some amazing off-court news. The Phoenix head coach and his fiancée Rachel have welcomed their baby son into the world on Friday this week. So I believe both are doing well. And many congratulations from everyone here, Ben, at the club, to you both. Absolutely superb news. And we wish you all the best. Lots of fun, love and happiness for many years to come.
And I'm sure even though he's welcomed his new son, he'll have a little ear on this as well, probably. Knowing Ben, he'll still have something to do with finding out what's happening, scores, stuff like that.
Yeah, I messaged him before. I said the only downside is he's going to have to listen to us.
You might pick up some good tips, Mark. Might pick up some good tips.
So, talking of new additions, BBL and basketball in this country is growing very, very fast. We've got a lot of new watchers, participants every week. And if you're new to the game, we've just got a little VT here for you to understand the game and enjoy it a little bit more later on.
Welcome to the British Basketball League. Teams up and down the country compete against each other to be crowned British Basketball League champions. We're here to break it down for you, so let's get to it. Each team can have 5 players on the court at any one time, but can sub players on and off throughout the match. Players can shoot for 2 points by attempting a shot from within the 3-point line, or go for 3 points by shooting outside the 3-point line. Free throws are worth 1 point each, and these are shot from the free throw line. Each basketball game is made up of 4 10-minute quarters and can never end in a draw. If the teams are equal on points at the final whistle, we go to overtime. Any fouls or violation of the rules results in possession of the ball being turned over to the opposing team. The attacking team has 24 seconds to take a shot, otherwise a shot clock violation will occur. Once the offensive team crosses the center court line, they cannot go back into their own half. Doing so will result in a backcourt violation. To move the ball around the court, players can pass or dribble. And if a player stops dribbling, they can't just start up again. Doing so would result in a double dribble violation. Travelling is another violation that could see your team turn over possession. This happens when players move with the ball but without dribbling. The only exceptions to this are pivoting with the ball upon possession or taking 2 steps after dribbling. Now lace up your sneakers, take to the court, or come join us in the crowd. This is the British Basketball League. Know our name.
Oh, I hope that helps all you newcomers enjoy the game and understand it a little bit better. And I've got the, should we call him the man in the middle next to me as well? Not quite in the middle tonight.
No, yeah.
Just to go over it a little bit, just as a forward on from that, just to clarify another aspect of the rules. Looking at this time, looking at team penalties and the personal fouls, how they all stack up.
So each player gets a maximum of 5 fouls, 5 personal fouls, and once they've reached that limit, they can no longer take part in the game, in the rest of the game. And those 5 fouls can consist of personal fouls, technical fouls, unsportsmanlike fouls, and those 3 different types of fouls carry different penalties as well. On a personal foul, it depends whether the person that they foul is in a shooting motion, which then they would go shoot free throws, or it would be sideline, inline ball. A technical foul is the penalty for a technical foul is 1 shot, and wherever the ball was blown at the time of the technical, and an unsportsmanlike foul is 2 shots and possession, sideline possession.
And from that racks up then into team fouls, doesn't it? And then puts the team into penalty.
Absolutely. Each quarter you get 4-5 team fouls, and once you reach that limit, that means the team that are that you fouled get to go to the line every time. And we were speaking a lot about this last week, Mark, where the Phoenix were in team fouls and Plymouth were unable to capitalise on that. But yes, but that does reset after each quarter. So by the end of that quarter, if they're in team fouls, they start afresh again into that next quarter.
And that's what we talked about, wasn't it? Certainly towards the end of the game, that plays more and more apart, doesn't it? Particularly in a close game, the team that's trying to drag that deficit back to stop the clock and enable them to score without the clock running.
That's right. That's the easiest way to claw back a deficit is by, and I'm sure I've mentioned this before, but by scoring points when the clock is stopped. So that's the best way to try and claw back that.
So we'll see how that pans out in tonight's game, whether it be a close one or not. I'm sure the Phoenix are hoping it's not going to be a close one.
I think it also, Mark, goes back to how the coaches have their game plans, and if a certain player gets in foul trouble, then the rotations have to be changed because that person will have to sit and won't be playing the amount of minutes that they normally would.
Yeah, that's right. And talking of coaches, that's a good link there, Salty, thank you very much. I managed to catch up with the 2 coaches here today, just a little bit early on. And firstly, I had a chat with the Nottingham Hoods coach, Dan Watts. I'd like to welcome the Nottingham Hoods head coach, Dan Watts, to Ellesmere Port. Welcome to EPSV for the first time.
Thanks for having us. We're really happy to be here. It's going to be a great opportunity for us, so we're just really chuffed to be here. It's going to be awesome.
You're making your debut in the trophy here tonight. How does that feel, and is that a sign of an ambition for the club to play at a higher level in future?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously historic for our club. First BBL competition we've ever been entered in, which is a huge step. There's definitely ambitions behind the scenes for us to develop our club further, and there's a lot of people putting a lot of work in, a lot of volunteers, a lot of people that have just been bleeding the Hoods kind of club for so many years, trying to push it further. So it's always an aspiration of ours for sure.
You come into tonight's game on the back of 2 good wins, notably last night away at Loughborough in your big East Midlands derby. Does that set you in good heart, and everyone looking forward to tonight as much?
We needed the wins. we had a rough December, but I just think our guys did a great job just kind of getting through that rough patch. Our schedule was really tough in that month, and then for them to have that Christmas break really helped us, I think, just to kind of get refocused, reset. And then we had a good training camp after Christmas, and our guys came back just reinvigorated, refocused, and we've had 2 games that could have gone, I think, either way, and our guys just managed to really kind of separate ourselves from the opposition. So it's been good. It's been some good learning experiences for us, and just hoping it puts us in good stead for today. We know we're up against it, but we're just going to do what we can.
And from a personal point of view, obviously young up-and-coming coach, how does that feel? How does it feel to be pitting your wits against coaches from a higher level?
To be honest with you, this has been my year all year. Before this year, I coached at D2, and I've really enjoyed the challenge of it. And even from my university side at Nottingham and Trent, we've gone up to Bucks Prem. So again, it's a higher level, and I'm having to really test my game coaching on a regular basis. Probably twice a week I'm getting tested, which is really good. And you learn different things as you go along. So for my personal development, it's been an awesome opportunity for me. So really grateful for it.
Well, thanks for your time, Dan, and best of luck tonight.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
So we're here on the introductions for tonight's game. Let's have a look at the 2 sides that will be competing here tonight. Phoenix there with their regular lineup. We'll find out in a little while from the standing coach tonight, Danny Burns, about the injury updates from the Phoenix. Obviously a couple of players missing last week. And for the Nottingham Hoods, they've got a full lineup as well, apart from one player, number 30, Avery Close, one of their American players, who unfortunately picked up a calf injury in the week and missed the trip over to Loughborough last night as well. A couple of players to look out for, Seth Hall and Josh Gadami, number 20 and 23 respectively, averaging over 20 points a game themselves, each of them in the Division 1 this year, so watch out for some big perimeter shooting from them.
People may also recognise Joe Campbell in there as well, who was part of the team previously here and with the Sheffield Sharks.
Yeah, that was back in 1920 season, I think. The time of Mr. Parker Cartwright.
1920? Or do you mean
The
2019?
19/20 season.
He'd be doing well if it was.
So, they're the lineups tonight. And again, as far as the coaches are concerned, no Ben Thomas tonight. So he's got an able stand-in in his assistant, Danny Byrne. And I caught up with him a little bit earlier to see what he had to say. I'm joined by the Phoenix assistant coach, Danny Byrne, who's stepping into the breach tonight for Ben. The focus turns to the trophy tonight. Defending champions, that sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it certainly does sound good. It certainly means a lot to quite a few of us that were here last year. So this is the first game into defending the trophy tonight, yeah.
Does that put any more pressure on you, being the defending champions?
Of course. We're there to be knocked off. Big target on our backs. So it just means we've got to step up a little bit more than normal.
Obviously, lower league opposition today in the former Nottingham Hoods. Does most of your preparation and message over to the team not to underestimate them?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Even though they're a level below us or in Division 1, they're certainly not to taken lightly in that sense. Watching them and scouting them, they certainly like to shoot a lot of frees. They like to play a lot of zone defence. And they've got a lot of guys in their team that probably, fancy themselves a chance playing in the BBL themselves. So they've got everything to prove and nothing to lose against us tonight.
As you say, they carry a big outside threat, obviously in the forms of Campbell, Hill, Suarez, and Gadami. I think they hit 43, or took 43 threes last night. Does that change the way you're setting up tonight because of that outside threat and not so much inside presence?
Yeah, practice has been a big focus, and the scouting report's been a big focus on protecting that perimeter tonight. Some teams that we play against don't have as much of a three-point threat that these guys, but if they're taking 43 a game, I certainly think they're probably going to aim for that tonight. And it could be one of those nights if they go in, it could spell trouble. So we can't take that lightly, no.
And an update on the injury front. Obviously, we're missing Big Mike and Will last week. Obviously, Maceo played, but quite clearly struggling with his hand injury and his shooting. Can you give us any updates on where things are tonight?
Yeah, like I said, Mike and Will are out for another week probably. And Maceo, his finger has healed up a lot more than it has last week, so he has practiced this week. So hopefully he can give us a little bit more tonight.
And you're on 100% record from stepping into the coaching role. Is that going to continue tonight?
I hope so, yeah. If we stick to the game plan, the scout, hopefully I can walk away 2-0 tonight, yeah.
That's great, Danny. Thanks for that and good luck.
Cheers.
So there we have Coach Danny Byrne, hoping to keep his 100% record going when he's been in charge. And as I said, the lineup is probably something a little bit different than they used to against their BBL opposition, Salty, in the fact that obviously the main threat is going to come from on the perimeter. As we can see there, the starting fives for the Nottingham Hoods: Joe Campbell, Jacob Sertatis, Seth Hall, Theo Riley and Josh Gadami. Pretty much all them, probably with apart from the fact with Theo, although he can shoot the three as well. A huge threat from that perimeter range as well.
Well, they like to take a lot of threes. They're not a big side, so that tends to be where they take more outside shots because of it. But one thing that they'll have to deal with, and it's sometimes, and I know the bigs aren't, or the two bigs aren't playing for the Phoenix tonight, but they will have to try and cope with the quickness sometimes of the game, and also the stamina for them, whether they're able to stay with them that long as well. So this will be interesting to see how they are able to adapt coming from Division 1, Basketball England Division 1 into the BBL arena.
And not only that, a game 24 hours ago as well.
Yeah, and that'll tire them out a little bit, but I think at least this first quarter, they'll have a bit of adrenaline going. They'll have a bit of adrenaline going and want to come out and prove that they can hang with the big boys. And you know what? There's a lot of good talent in Division 1. These teams up and down the country have a lot of talent in their teams, and it's a great show that we can have Division 1 teams come up and play against BBL teams. I think it's really great.
Well, that's it. I was having a chat to Dan, the coach, earlier on, and I said obviously the BBL's looking to expand, get stronger, and that can only happen with more teams in the top flight, a stronger, bigger division, can't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And some of these guys, some of the Nottingham guys will be out to prove that, yes, even though they may be playing in Division 1, they still can handle this kind of stage. And there's definitely the talent in Division 1 to show around the country. And that only goes to show ex-BBL players that are playing in there. Jordan Whelan, like we spoke about earlier, playing in Bradford. Orland Jackman plays there. So, you have a lot of this as well.
And the first points of the game comes from beyond the arc from Jamal Anderson.
It's pretty similar sight there. Jamal shooting threes to start the game off.
Yeah. So I think it's not just the Nottingham Hoods we've got to look at from that perimeter game. It's obviously the Phoenix as well. They've been doing well lately from downtown. That shot from Joe Campbell hits a side iron, and Evans comes away with it. Down low to Teague, back out to Evans. Corner pocket now to Daniels. He nails it, 2 from 2.
And this is already where Nottingham will they'll see different offensive structures, different defensive sets that they'll have to adjust to.
Good wraparound pass there by Gademi. Out to Campbell, and he nails a triple. Jamal again in and out this time. Spoils the run. Nearly 6 points to 3 lead to the Phoenix. Just over a minute of this game gone. Campbell driving in inside. Nice reverse spin off the backboard.
Nice
over
way.
The big guy.
Nice way to use his body and contort his body in midair to make that basket. And that's going to be a big play. Joe Campbell going downhill. He's got a lot of speed and he's got great handles. And he is strong at finishing.
I suppose he'll have something to prove as well, won't he, against his former employers?
Yeah.
Around the world and out from Anderson. Hustling back at the other end. Gademi taking Anderson on, but runs into the wall. That is Teague. Evans mishandles it, and the Hoods have the ball back again. Campbell, nice down low pass to
Campbell.
Seth Hall, who lays it in, and Nottingham take the lead, 7 points to 6. Short-lived though as Anderson refines his range and completes the triple scoring for the Phoenix. 3 threes so far for them.
And that's a little bit where Nottingham will have to adjust, getting back on transition
and
defense.
Hall with the long 2 in the corner there, picks up the loose one. Catch and shoot. Ties things up at 9s. Daniels from the opposite corner. No mistake from him. So nothing but 3s from the Phoenix.
I don't know if it's their game plan that they're only allowed to shoot 3s in the first 3 minutes of the game.
Yeah, they've hit 4 of them so far. 12-9 the score to the Phoenix. Just under 3 minutes of this game gone. Gademi looking to go in. He dishes out to Hall, who no mistake from the wing. Ties things up again at 12s.
This is good to see. The Nottingham Hoods are still playing to their game plan. A drive and kick to shoot that 3-pointer, which they like to do.
Oh, good stand then by Sertatis. Of course, Teague into a difficult shot, made him miss, but he was unable to haul in the pass from Gademi down at the other end and turns the ball over. It's going to be Phoenix possession. What a great start to this one, Salty, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good. And like I say, it's great to see Nottingham sticking to their game plan, sticking to what they've done the whole season in Div 1, and continue to play that here against the Phoenix.
Marcus Evans outside to the other opposite corner pocket again. And Daniels is 3 from 3. All from the corner pocket. First one from the near side, second from the far side, back to the near side, all the same result. Great pass inside by Joe Campbell again. So Tatis goes in and gets fouled and will go to the line for 2 shots.
Good footwork by the big man. Put in a bit of same moves that Taj usually plays down this end. He's done the same to him. But that's some good footwork and being able to go try and finish with a spin move.
Absolutely. And talking of the lower division clubs doing well in here, I mean, we have to go back 3 seasons to the 2019-2020 season. When Solent Kestrels went all the way and nearly won it against Newcastle, forced them into overtime.
Yeah, they had a strong team and they were just showed, like you say, showed the strength of Division 1 basketball in this country.
Hampson in the opposite corner again for Daniels, and exactly the same result. I think that's the modus operandi tonight. Give him one from one side, one from the other, and see the result.
And then don't go away from that either until he has a heat check where he actually finishes.
Absolutely, yeah. Another foul there.
That's on
Teague, that's going to be his second foul. Tatis. He's going to go to the line for another 2.
Done a good job at getting Teague into foul trouble there, and now Teague has to sit on the bench, and we see the first of David Ulf.
Now Ulf in for his first taste of the action along with Maceo Jack. Marcus Evans having a seat as well. Like you say, he did well there, got him off the floor, forced him into that foul. That's his second, so he's going to be taking an extended rest, I think.
Yeah, Teague should be better than that, should know better to keep his feet with that until he sees how Tatis goes at being able to finish, to be honest.
And he continues 100% from the line. That's 4 from 4 now from him. And keeps Hoods well in this game. 18-16, just under 5 minutes of this gone. Theo Riley in for Nottingham. Ulf inside, dishes back out to Jack. Jack opposite corner to Austin. Austin over the top, no good. Campbell comes away with it. Now Riley just about manages to get it across the hall. He goes inside, pulls up, nice little jumper for 2. And ties things up. And Coach Byrne calls the timeout.
That was a great, nice pull up there from Seth Hall. Taking it off the dribble, being able to penetrate, pull up, little nice mid-range jumper.
Yeah, Seth Hall, as we said, averaging over 20 points a game in the Division 1 this year, and he's on 9 points personal already tonight. We're not even halfway through this first quarter. 3-point shooting so far. Phoenix going at 75%, 6 from 8. Lloyd Daniels 4 from 4. Incredible shooting from that corner.
And I'm sure Coach Dan will want to make sure that his team are getting out to that shot from Lloyd. I mean, it should be, Lloyd's been shooting great lately, and it should be on their scouting report that they need to get a hand up for his
Absolutely.
shooting.
He's one of them players that certainly in this last month or 2 has really started to show his potential, hasn't he? Slow burner, but yeah, really coming to the fore now and showing what he can do.
Yeah, and you give him a bit of confidence and some free open looks like that, and that's all he needs to knock it down.
So he leads all scorers on 12 points. Closely followed by Seth Hall from the Hoods on 9 points personally himself. He lit up the game last night when they took on Loughborough in the East Midlands derby. And he hit 3 3-pointers in the opening quarter. Seth Hall set them on the way to victory last night. Taking that first quarter 22-14, extending it out to 52-29 at the half. Another 6 3-pointers in that second quarter added to that score. So you can see the threat from outside that the Hoods hold. Austin Jr.
Nice
trademark
move.
drive into the basket, lays it in for his first points of the game.
And I don't know if that's a matchup that Coach Dan will want with Suarez on Larry Austin Jr.
Hall from distance again. This time not long enough. Front iron. Campbell gets the rebound and Gadami hits the 3 this time.
And that should have been on the Phoenix scouting report, that the Hoods love to shoot 3s, so they need to scramble on defense. Offensive rebounds are probably going to go long, so they need to box out.
And Suarez hits the foul on Anderson as he goes for the triple. So he will go to the line for 3 shots himself. So just following on from that game against Loughborough Riders last night for the Nottingham Hoods. Stretched it out in that third quarter to the biggest lead of the night, 25 points. And we're still up by 23 at the end of the third. Game over, you would have thought, but nothing to it. 20 points to 6 run by Loughborough brought the deficit down to just 6 with just over a minute to go. And it was, as Coach Dan Watts admitted earlier on when I was chatting to him, it was a bit of a squeaky bum time for them.
Well, Coach Dan also said that that's what his players have to learn, is the mentality of being able to close out a game. So to be up on a big run like that, and we've seen it here in previous weeks as well, where you can have a big lead, but the run that happens in basketball, you'll get runs, and they are going to come to each team.
That's it, yeah. Anderson good with all his 3 free throws and gives the Phoenix the lead back, 23-21. Just under 4 of this first quarter to go. Hall loses possession. Daniels out to Jack. Jack on the transition. Just short. And Austin picks up the rebound, puts it in, and extends the Phoenix lead to 4. Great drive in by Riley. Got a little knock by Jack, but manages to get the ball out to Gadami. Suarez from the corner pocket, he's short. Daniels down to Anderson. Anderson drives in. Oh! And a foul on the way in by Gadami on Anderson as he was looking to ram that home.
I think Jamal was looking to get on the highlight reel then again, and his eyes lit up when he got that pass, looked up and saw an open basket. But good hustle back from the Nottingham Hoods to get back and contest that shot. They teams like this won't give up. They won't give up anything easy. They'll get back, they'll try, they're going to show what they've got, and determination and grit is something that I'm sure they'll have in abundance.
Absolutely. I think it's like you said at the start, it's just tiredness that probably might affect them come the latter end of the game.
They'll have a little bit here on adrenaline. They'll run on adrenaline here to be playing on this stage, and then some of it may run out. We'll just have to see how they go.
Absolutely, and the closer they keep it for any period of time, that adrenaline is just going to kick in even more, isn't it?
Yeah, and they'll have some belief as well to say,
Here we go.
Hey.
Task completed this time. Jamal stuffs it home and extends the Phoenix lead to 8. Campbell driving in out to Gadami. Riley now. To Suarez. Hall, he drives in. Great drive by Seth Hall and forces the foul on David Ulf. He goes into double figures and will go to the line for a bonus.
Great play from Seth Hall to be able to notice the mismatch that he had, exactly like Larry Hostin had down this end. He's seen that. He's attacked the basket. He finished strong. He's drawn the foul and going to the line for one shot.
So, a couple of substitutions for Nottingham. Riley and Kademi sitting down. And Mayo Adake and Satati's coming back in. Hall is good with his bonus, takes his personal tally to 12. Phoenix lead by 5. 2:45 to go. Larry round the big guy again off the glass, and he's good again. Takes him to 6 points. Adekaye getting stuck there, but Satatis helps him out. Suarez, he looking to drive in around Anderson. Nice little spin move. Oh, and wants to spin it off the glass, but doesn't get enough on it. Austin Jr. Good ball movement by the Phoenix. Corner pocket again. He's good for them. This time in the form of Maceo Jack.
Nice extra pass by Lloyd Daniels as well, to be able to swing that ball around and get an open shot. Well, it was an open shot. It was contested, so it was just a good shot from Maceo Jack.
Absolutely, and Joe Campbell from range, no good. Wolf picks up the rebound, and Suarez nearly stole it there. Just about got it to Larry Austin Jr. And the Phoenix skipper just calms things down, calls the play. 9 seconds left on the shot clock. Out to Jack, he goes from range. That shooting hand certainly looks a lot better. 2 from 2.
Yep, and that's where, again, Nottingham, they probably would be able to sag a little bit in Division 1 and get to those shooters, but it's a change of defence here.
Pass cut out by Jack. And the skipper was looking to go in for the highlight reel there himself, I think, but couldn't quite get that pass off. So Seth Hall taking a well-earned break. Joe Campbell having a rest as well. And Riley and Gademi back in for the Hoods.
And Seth and Joe have played really well together. They've pushed the ball, penetrated and kicked.
Oh, and he's done it again. Lloyd Daniel from the opposite corner pocket. Has he kept his sequence up? I can't remember now. The sequence is kept up, though. He's 5 from 5.
Again, I'm sure Coach Dan will want them to. Someone's missing their assignment there for Lloyd Daniels to be able to shoot those many shots and be left open. I think they need to get that rotation right.
And all of a sudden, the Phoenix lead is 16. Blink of an eye, they've opened this game right out. Jamal just about scrambles it back. And nearly good pass inside then to Wolf. But it's come off a Nottingham player, that loose ball, and it's still going to be sideline possession to the Phoenix. Just 5 seconds left on the shot clock, though. Evans, he's going to go all the way in, pulls up, short. Suarez gets the rebound. Adekaye. No, nice crossover from Adekaye. All the way. Oh, and he just overcut the lay-in. That would have been a beautiful basket if he'd have finished that. But the other end from Anderson. He's on the highlight reels, most definitely. Superb pass by Lloyd Daniels. Turn the provider this time. And brings this Ellesmere Port crowd to life. Evans steals.
Here we go.
Again. Another slam.
Looks like the Phoenix are having fun now.
And they're starting to open things up. And that sees the end of the first quarter out. An electric last couple of minutes for the Phoenix. First half of that first quarter, the Hoods were basket for basket, even took the lead a couple of times. But then the Cheshire Phoenix took over. And at the end of quarter one, they've opened it up to a 20-point lead, 44-24.
And what it was a tempo change in defence, a tempo and intensity change in defence to get in the passing lanes, not giving the Nottingham Hoods time to set up offence, and putting a lot of pressure on their ball handlers and turning the ball over to be able to make fast break situations like this alley-oop from Lloyd to Jamal Anderson. And then also Maceo Jack to finish as well. He could have gave it something a bit more flashier than that, surely. The hops he's got, surely could have given us something a bit more. Maybe he's looking after his finger.
Yeah, possibly, yeah. Last time we went up at that basket, that height, he had to come down with blood everywhere.
Well, that was just a nosebleed from getting up so high, Mark. That's all that was.
So at the end of that quarter, leading point scorers, Lloyd Daniels and Jamal Anderson on 15 points apiece. I've had no No estimated targets from Jamal this week. 20 he said last week. 20 he got. So I presume, certainly from that first quarter, he's looking for a lot more than that.
Yeah, and we'll see now what Coach Byrne does in terms of management of time for the players. I know he could rotate some of the guys, some of the bench, and rotate some minutes here and give a bit of rest to the players that play quite high minutes, because they do need that rest heading into the rest of the season. But I know, and speaking to Coach Thomas at the beginning of the week, and also Coach Byrne, they need to be able to finish games off, and they need to be able to make sure that they take care of this game before looking anywhere else.
Absolutely. Yeah, a huge weekend coming up next week. Back-to-back weekend for the Phoenix, starting with the big away game at Leicester on Friday night, and then the Northwest Derby here on Sunday night against the Manchester Giants, and we all know what a cracker that last one was.
Yeah, and sometimes you may think, why are they playing players that have played minutes and they're still out there and they're 20 points up? It's all about rhythm. It's all about the shooting rhythm of players, and also in terms of players playing minutes, getting tired and being able to put shots up them, because it all comes down to rhythm shooting and how they gel as a team.
Absolutely. Well, the second quarter is underway. Campbell for the Hoods from range again, and he's good. That's his second three of the night. He moves to 8. Seth Hall leading the Hoods players on 12. 44-27 now to the Phoenix. Jack inside, nice move inside to Teague, who just drops it in. Great spin move again from him.
And good footwork from Tajay Teague as well, to be able to take that spin and finish.
Oh, great move inside by Gadame. He just overcooks the lay-in though. Harry Austin's at the races at the other end. Lays it in on transition. Campbell can do nothing about it. And the Phoenix skipper takes his personal tally to 8. Campbell driving in himself. Nice baseline pass to Riley. He lays it in reverse off the glass.
Nice finish by Riley as well, to be able to go up and finish that, with knowing that there's big bodies around, and be able to finish anyway.
Absolutely. Some superb basketball being played at both ends. Wolf unfortunately can't get the rebound off Austin's lay-in. Riley again, high off the glass. Wow. Over the top of Teague.
And he took it straight to him. He's going downhill, saw the basket, saw it open, and just attacked. And with no fear. Great basketball.
But isn't that nice and refreshing to see a player going aiming to score points rather than looking at the player and getting the foul? Austin Jr. is off with that 3 attempt. Nice no-look pass to Campbell. Oh, and he just over-dribbles it and loses control as he was going in for the lay-in.
I think he was in two minds there. He had a defender coming behind him and was in two minds whether to go himself or to assist one of his teammates coming down.
Evans now with the ball for the Phoenix. Out wide to Austin. Gives it back to Evans. He drives in. Little crossover. Step back on. A nice shot from Evans mid-range. That's becoming one of his trademark moves as well, isn't it?
Yeah, he likes that, and he does a good finish of that shot too.
Riley up off the glass this time, no good. In amongst the trees there. Substitution for Phoenix. David Hull taking a rest. Jamal Anderson coming back in. Hall with the inbound for the Hoods, and he turned it over. Austin Jr. going away. Anderson again and rams it home. Timeout being called by Dan Watts as the Phoenix extend their lead to 21 points. And I think it's that transition basketball where the Phoenix are going to benefit, certainly as the tiredness starts to kick in now.
Well, it's the Phoenix doing what they've done for a couple of weeks. They've got hands in passing lanes, getting little tips to balls, and then getting out on the fast break. When they put that pressure on, put a pressure on a guard, get him to make a pass that he probably wouldn't make normally, and then team defenses get up into passing lanes, they're going to be able to get those fast breaks. So I think Coach Dan's time out there is to try and stop that momentum, stop that run, and explain to the players, you know, we need to get ourselves open, because you look as a grassroots basketball, you always teach. Sometimes it's not the pass from the person with the ball, it's the person that's trying to get open as well. That's if the pass doesn't go to hand, it's because they haven't set their defensive player up to get open and receive a pass.
That's it. The off-the-ball movement is probably more important. Sometimes, as you said, then the off-the-ball movement is probably more important sometimes than what you do with the ball, isn't it?
And I had a really good conversation with Joe Forbes a couple of years ago exactly about that, and it was with junior basketball, just talking about off-the-ball movement. And I know I was with him, and he was looking at different players and stuff, and all he kept mentioning was off the ball. And that's just as important, if not more important, than what the player with the ball's doing. You have a look at players like, you know, Steph Curry and before him, Reggie Miller. Those players' movement off the ball is unbelievable.
That's it. And again, what we talked about, certainly our great drive by Campbell in.
And the Hoods are doing a good job of, they know that Tajay's in foul trouble, and so he doesn't want to do anything to pick up another foul, so they're attacking him.
Teague with the spin move over the top, no good. Riley comes down with possession for the Hoods. Gives it out to Hall. Hall to Tartis. To Campbell. Campbell from the top of the key. In and out, no good. Teague can't get the rebound. Gademi gets the ball for the Hoods. Hall now. He goes down to the baseline. Over the top. Oh, nice two from Seth Hall. Takes him up to 14 personal.
He's got a nice mid-range jumper there. And I'll tell you what, Coach Dan will be happy. After that timeout, they've come out and scored twice. Made a turnover on the other end, or defensive rebound. And again, another steal here.
Unable into the passing lane there by Evans. He lays it off to Austin Jr. Satatis forces him into laying it up off the glass too strongly. Teague driving in, dishes out to Anderson. Anderson for the triple. He's good. That's his third of the night. And stretches it back out to 20-point lead for the Phoenix. And takes Jamal Anderson onto 20 points as well for the night. Austin gets the rebound for the Phoenix. Out to Anderson on the wing again. Thought about the three. Dishes it back out to Jack. Jack, quick pass in the air to Evans. He's off with the three though. Riley picks up the rebound. Good Amy. Good hustle there by Phoenix. Gademi gets it stripped away. Larry lays it in. He's now into double figures. 10 points for the Phoenix skipper. Seth Hall for the triple. Front iron, no good. Jack gets the ball out. Transition to Austin again. Riley goes in there but gets called for the foul. And Austin Jr. will go to the line for 2 shots.
And again, it's just another thing of Phoenix having their hands in. Larry Austin coming from the offside of the ball handler and making steals, and then that defense sparks your offense, and they're off to the races on a fast break situation. And that's something that Nottingham have to adjust to in terms of knowing where help's going to come from, and it's going to come quicker than normal as well.
Yeah, definitely. Jack Hudson in for his first taste of the action. Marcus Evans having a rest. And Larry Austin good with both from the line on his first trip there tonight. Campbell now for the Hoods. Hall. Suarez drives it in, spins around off the glass, just too hard. Hudson comes away with it for the Phoenix. Anderson down low, thought about the three, looked to drive baseline, but Damie cuts his route off. Austin Jr. just steadies things again, calls under the play. Teague just managed, a foul.
Great
Oh,
play.
the foul called there by Hall, but great hustle. Forced Teague into the turnover.
He's playing
and
really
Sam
well.
was out of play as he picked it up.
He's playing really well, Seth Hall. He's hustling on defence. Offensively, he's getting to his spots. He's running the plays. Along with Joe, they're running the team at the moment, and everything's going through them.
Hall makes the three. Got Jack off the floor. Finds his out to Campbell. Campbell going in. He will go to the line for 2 shots.
Just like I say, that offensive play going between Hall and Campbell, penetrate kick, and the Phoenix obviously going to scouting report. They're running the shooters off the lines, and off the 3-point line, and they're able to attack the basket.
Joe's good with the first. And Salty said before, he played with the Cheshire Phoenix back here in the 1919-1920 season. That's really stumbling me tonight, that is. Before joining Sheffield the following year, and has been with Nottingham Hoods ever since. And one of their stalwarts building that team. Larry driving in again. No problem off the glass for him. Takes him to 14 points personal. Campbell. Suarez can't get it. His arm long enough off the backboard. Just finds the underside of the net. Teague gets it taken off him and is forced into the turnover. Looks quizzically at the referees. They give it the Hoods' way. Maceo Jack sits down and Lloyd Daniels comes in. Phoenix coaching staff looking puzzled as well with that decision. Felt it should have been a ball in the blue direction, but it isn't. It's Nottingham with the rock again. Gademi, he going all the way in, and a great block by, gets the whistle. I thought that was a big block there by Daniels, but
what
foul called.
What you'll find is the block was fine, but have a look what he's done
before
all that. He's had hands on him
on the way in.
He's had hands on him, and he's had bodies on him going towards the basket, and that's a common thing that happens with players, coaches, fans, spectators that see play, and they see that final play of a clean block, and they're like, there's no foul there. But if you have a look what's happened just before that,
just like
with hands on, push on body, yeah, just like you when you were with Wrexham, yeah, exactly. But I like what Nottingham are doing here. They're not phased. They haven't been phased by the occasion, by this stage, and they're all playing really well, and I really like to see this.
Good D again there, forcing Jack Hudson into the... and Lloyd Daniels has blotted his copybook. He's missed one from the corner pocket there. And Gademi comes away with it for the Hoods. He steadies things down. And Campbell saw Suarez underneath the basket, but not quite on the same page. And turns it over. Yeah, they've just got to play with a lot of heart, haven't they, all the way through, and almost ignore the scoreboard, really, now, haven't they, Nottingham?
Yeah, and I think these guys are quite experienced to know that this is what they'll do, and they'll fight till the end like that. And it is, you know what, even the scoreline...
great strip by Suarez. Here he goes on his own, and he just drops it in.
Like I'm saying, even though the score's like it is, you can still learn from games like this and be able to take experiences back into Division 1 from what happened here.
Absolutely. A lot of times you learn far more than you do when you lose a game than you do when you win a game.
Yeah, they're going to see different defensive, different offensive, different players, so it's going to be good for them.
And another triple by Anderson. That's his 4th of the night and takes him up to 23 points personal. Game high. Campbell now for Nottingham. Hall thought about the 3, gave it to Gademi. Shot clock in single figures. Well into... and a beautiful pass by Gademi then. Found Campbell on a fantastic side cut from the wing and lays it in unopposed.
It's a great look and great team chemistry from the Hoods, knowing what their teammates are going to do. Great play.
Absolutely. Jack Hudson now for the Phoenix. Gives it back out to Daniels. Daniels to Teague at the top of the key for the three-pointer. Double pump three-pointer from Tajai Teague. He liked that one.
Oh, he's got a big smile on his face thinking, I was never going to make that.
Oh, but nice play at the other end by Campbell. Little crossover round Teague. Not much D there from him. But it's the quick feet, quick hands by Campbell. Lays it in and takes him to team high. 16 points personal for Joe. Suarez nearly intercepted it there, but gets called for the foul. And substitutions now for wholesale changes for the Hoods. So 4 players coming on. Adekeye, Sertatis, Riley, and making his first appearance tonight, Isaac Thorpe, one of the youngsters that's coming through the ranks at Nottingham.
Absolutely brilliant to see, and I think that's great from Coach Dan to be able to get his players some court time and stuff like that. It's great to see.
Yeah, this is a lad that Coach Dan has coached at under 18 levels for the Hoods. Daniel from corner pocket again. Gets back his range. It's his 6th tonight from 7 attempts. All 3-pointers, 18 points for Daniels.
Unlucky.
Evans now. He's looking to drive in. It's caught from behind by Riley, but no call given. Ulf drives in. Just a little stutter on the way in. Tried to get Williams off the floor. Just bought himself half a yard and laid it in unopposed. Anderson looking for the ball. The ball played. Well taken by Jamal Anderson.
Oh, my goodness.
Superb vision by Teague. Anderson on the transition.
And that's Jamal just wanting it. He didn't give up on the play, just carried on. And that's Jamal as a player altogether, isn't it? Not giving up on a play. And to all those youth and younger players out there, have a look at that. Never give up on a play.
Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, just lost it there. But like you say, never gave up on it. And capitalised on it right at the death at the end of that first half on the buzzer. Takes Phoenix into a 29-point lead at the break. Pretty similar to what we've seen in the last few weeks, the big half-time leads for the Phoenix. Starting in the Giants game back on the 30th, then Plymouth last week. And another huge lead again this week. They're hoping that they don't come up against too much in that second half that's going to make much inroads into that, though, this time.
Well, they need to just be able to close off these games and be able to end games and make sure that they do take the right the decisions and what they're doing. I'm sure Coach Byrne will be in the locker room now to say, we need to be able to time manage this. We need to be able to see. This is the difference between having a big lead and having a small. They still need to score. They can't just take their foot off the pedal and say, right, okay, let's time manage this and slow things down, because they've got their lead from hands in the passing lanes out on the fast break. So they still need to continue to do that.
Exactly, and I think that's going to be Coach Byrne's biggest task in that second half, isn't it? It's just keeping their minds focused. We saw it at stage last week. Coach Thomas called a timeout at one time when things started getting a bit sloppy, and say you don't want to close games out like that. You want to keep that momentum going from game to game, don't you? On that high and keep that run going.
And that's what I was mentioning about a little bit earlier in terms of when you're playing your regular players, it's because you still need to have that rhythm. You still need to have that team gelness to keep them together to roll into the next game for momentum-wise. And I think heading into Nottingham Hoods, Coach Dan will just have them. I think they're playing well. I think they're running well. They're performing on the stage. They're not hesitant. They're not backing down to anything. They're coming up against some bigger and faster opposition, but they're doing really well. And I'm sure Coach Dan will be saying, go out, continue what you're doing, have some fun and little tweaks here and there for us to try and stem some of this.
Absolutely. I mean, irrespective of the points they've given up, 45 points they've scored themselves in that first half, it's just testament to exactly what you've been saying and the approach that they've given to that first half. But on the flip side, Professional job done by the Phoenix. Pretty much every box ticked, I would think, by this half-time period. And as they go into the locker room, they take in a 29-point lead. Leading all scorers, Jamal Anderson on 25 points. 4 from 6 from beyond the arc. 100% inside, 4 from 4. And 100% from the free throw line as well. 5 from 5 from him so far. And Lloyd Daniels for the Phoenix as well on 18.6 from 7 triples. As you've seen, he's been doing that from both sides of the court. And the Phoenix skipper, the other man in double figures, he's on 14 points. For Nottingham Hoods, Joe Campbell leads them on 16. And Seth Hall is their other player on double figures on 14 points. So we'll see what the half-time team talks bring. I might try and get a quick chat with Coach Byrne on the way back out before the start of the second half. But we'll be joining you back again in about 5-10 minutes time. Go away, put the kettle on, make yourself a brew, but be sure to be back for, I'm sure, will be an enthralling second half to this BBL Trophy game.
What's in a name? It's legacy, it's history, it's respect. And this season, names become legend. This is passion, this is power, this is our culture. This is Newcastle, Bristol, Caledonia, Sheffield, Plymouth, London, Manchester, Surrey, Cheshire, Leicester. This is basketball. So know our passion, our power, our culture. Know our name.
My biggest inspiration for playing basketball is my parents. You know, my parents and my family. They support me through everything, through the good times, through the bad times. Family guy. So that's my real inspiration is them. You know, just seeing them happy and seeing them smile. They never missed a game back in the States. They were at every game. My first year out, I went over to Turkey. You know, my parents came to Turkey and watched me play. They never missed a game. And just seeing them in the stands, seeing them smile, seeing them cheering, things like that it's just great.
Austin getting all the way to the basket.
My journey in ball just started when I was young. I tried baseball. That game was too slow for me, but basketball always stuck, and it's just fun. You know, my parents put a ball in my hand at a young age, so I just fell in love with the sport, and I've just been playing ever since. So I grew up in Springfield, Illinois. From day one, you know, I love the game, love to play the game, but also at the same time, I always wanted to be a professional athlete, playing at the highest level that I can, you know, wherever that may be. It's just always been a dream of mine. Bruce Weber actually came to watch me play when I was in 6th or 7th grade, in grade school, and then I knew that I could be special playing basketball. My college career started out at Xavier, finished at Central Michigan. At Xavier, we were really good. We were like top 5 in the country. My freshman year, we went to the Sweet 16. My sophomore year, we got put out by Wisconsin in around the 32, I believe. And then like that year, we were ranked like top 5 all season. We beat Villanova, #1 team in the country at the time. And then I transferred to Vanderbilt, sat out a year, then played a year. And then I transferred my last year at Central Michigan. We did well. Went to the MAC tournament at Xavier and at Vanderbilt. Didn't play as much as I wanted to, being an underdog. You know, always working for what you have to get. And so I think that prepared me for my professional career. When basketball is not fun, then that's when you have to put the ball down and stop. So always have fun and just know that there's highs and lows. You'll be able to push through if you just keep going. I really didn't have any expectations coming in. You know, I just put my head down and worked. But it's been great. You know, Cheshire's really embraced me. This is my 2nd season here. You know, they really embraced me like family here. Cheshire is a great program, great organization. You know, bringing back another trophy here, whichever trophy that may be, I think it'll be great. You know, and just having fun and winning as many games as possible, not only for the organization, but also for the fans and the community here in Cheshire. I think it'll be great. Competition at the guard spots helps elevate my game because there's no nights off. You know, that guard spot's a pretty heavy spot, especially from last year, and then it's even better this year. No disrespect to any guards from last season because they were all great as well. But I think the league just continues to grow, you know, so more people are wanting to come here. It's just no days off in this league at that guard spot, or really at any spot, you know, any team either. It's just great, elevates your game because you got to bring it every night. You can't take a day off.
And a very, very warm welcome back to everybody here to the Ellesmere Port Arena for this first round BBL Trophy tie between the Cheshire Phoenix and the Nottingham Hoods. I've got the Phoenix assistant head coach, or the head coach tonight, Danny Byrne, with me here. I think we said at half-time on the way into the locker room, I think that's pretty much every box ticked for your first half, is it?
Yeah, offensively, I think we've been able to pretty much get what we want. I think defensively we struggled a little bit. Their guards are very, very quick. We're not kind of... I think we're giving them a little bit too much respect in that sense and allowing them to get what they want, and then we're not really helping behind. Again, a little bit too much more respect on that end. So, half-time talk really is just to try and preach a bit more professionalism and discipline, really, more than anything. Yeah,
that's what we said. I mean, irrespective of the points that they've given up at the first half, they scored 45 themselves, so like you say, they've been hitting there, sticking to their game plan and executing.
Absolutely. I mean, 45 points is still quite a lot for a half. However, if we were, looking at it statistically, they've taken 41 shots to get those 45 points. So, in some kind of sense, defensively, we are playing pretty well. Yeah. They're just running and gunning very, very fast.
Brilliant. I'll let you get back to it.
Thank you.
Good luck for the second half. We'll try and catch you at the end of the game. So, as Coach Byrne goes and gives the final instructions for this second half. Salty joining me back here in the commentary position. And Danny was just saying then, as we said, pretty much every box ticked, just a little bit tighter on the D, allowed them 45 points in that first half, although at a low percentage.
Yeah, I guess they'd be happy with where they are at the moment. They have shot well. And yeah, maybe they have let the Hoods get 45 points, but that's also down to the Hoods playing well, shooting well, getting sparks of or glimpses of what they can do and what they are doing in the Division 1 league. And I've just had a talk to Coach Dan about stuff, and pretty much everything we've touched on is exactly what he was saying as well. He's saying that at this level, the defense is quicker. The game in general is a lot quicker for them. The rotations are quicker. So defensive rotations, he says, normally when they're playing Div 1 and they beat a man, they've got a couple of seconds before that rotation comes. Where differently here, as soon as they beat someone, that rotation's there. And that's the difference between, sometimes being able to train 2-3 times a day to being able to, hold down a job as well as try and hold down some education as well as trying to play at a high level. But he was very happy with where they are. He understands the difference between it, and he said it is a learning curve. And it was great to hear him say that they can use this as a template, because he felt that the Phoenix is a template of how they want to play basketball and how they do play basketball. And if you notice the shooting, the ball movement, they are quite similar. It's just that the Phoenix can execute at a higher level.
Well, that's a high compliment to the Phoenix themselves, isn't it? And how Coach Thomas has set the team up this year.
Yeah, there's that as in terms of how the Phoenix are running theirs and what their team and their recruitment's all been about. But also Coach Dan, he's and I feel this is great from a coach coming to say, we understand what the different levels are and what we're coming out to do. And he said in the second half he's going to take it as a lesson to practice their defensive strategies, what they're trying to do, and he also says it's great for his young kids or the young guys here to get a taste of this.
Absolutely. I know when he came in tonight, just after I'd interviewed him, we walked back into the arena and he was asking about this, and he loves this. This is what they aspire to. They're talking about a new arena over at Nottingham Trent, and the possibilities there for them as they're growing and getting stronger as a club, but building them foundations now, and that in a few years' time, hopefully being somewhere near this.
The National Basketball League Division 1 is growing, and the talent is there, the players are there, the coaching staff. I mean, look at Coach Dan, great coach in what he's doing and implementing on the court, and it's even as far as, Basketball England turning the Division 1 refereeing from 2-person officiating to 3-person officiating, and that's to bring it in line with what we see here in the BBL.
Absolutely, yeah. And to make that transition, I was talking with our producer Jesse before and at half time, and was saying it's make that transition a lot less difficult for the Division 1 teams as well. That gap's closing, isn't it, all the time?
Yeah, and it may not show on the score lines, but it'll show in the play and the players, the way they read the game. Oh, nice move by Jode there.
Great layup by Campbell again. Trademark, almost carbon copy of the one he did in the first half against Teague. Lloyd Daniels misses his 3 attempt, not quite in the same position. Needs to get down lower, I think. That's his range, his spot. Oh, Satatis and Campbell not on the same page there. Picked up by Evans. He gives it out to Teague. Back to Evans. Teague down low. Anderson from up high. Wrap around. This time in the corner pocket. Lloyd Daniels. Good for 3.
You called it, Mark. Step down a little bit, Lloyd, and you'll make it. And he must have heard you. Maybe he's got an invisible earpiece where he's listening to the comms there. Good ball movement by the Phoenix to get an open shot.
Absolutely. 7th triple of the night. Takes his tally up to 21. Campbell out to Riley. He's looking for a triple. Long. Teague picks up the rebound. Austin on the transition to Anderson. He takes the ball out, sets things up again. Teague this time with the 3. In and out. Campbell picks the rebound up. Backdoor pass to Riley. He gives it out to Hall. He drives in. Dishes it back to Gademi. Off the glass for 2. That's nice play again from the Hoods.
Yeah, they do. They penetrate well, and they're able to kick the ball if that 3-point's not on. So they're doing a really good job in that as well.
Anderson down low for the Phoenix. Evans from range. He's short off the front rim. Riley comes away with it for the Hoods. Hall. Gademi. Looking for a 3. He's short. Teague picks up the rebound. Daniels. Out to Austin. In transition. Oh, and that looked a superb block by Riley. Tell me the technicalities on that one.
So if we have a look at the replay, and it's hard to see on that a little bit, but
over the rim.
It even looked like it might have touched the backboard first, which it did. So for those out there who don't know, once the ball touches the backboard, you can't try and block it, and that's what's called goal interference.
Yeah, good call there. From that initial play, it looked like he pushed it onto the board himself from our angle.
Yeah, and isn't it really good to notice that, like we said before, referees have to do it in real time, and they get that call right, because.
And going back a couple of weeks, this is why I like talking about just taking them rules on a little bit further, just to give people a bit more of an understanding. Took it back a couple of weeks, explaining about the referee's position. That referee was perfectly positioned underneath the basket, wasn't he, to see that?
Well, the referee that called that.
Jamal got for the big stuff, but overcooked it, and it comes out. Riley picks up the ball. He drives coast to coast. And he's good, left-handed laying off the glass. Daniels back out to Evans. Evans to Teague, thought about the 3, but drives it in. And a nice little finger roll. Timeout called by the Nottingham Hoods.
Yeah, and just going back to that play with the basket interference, the referee that actually called it, Neil McKelvey, was in the centre position. If we talk about their positioning in the centre position, cross court, but he was in the right position, made the right call, and that was areas of responsibility that we spoke about the other week. So, yeah, good work from our officiating team. Like I say, to make that call on the run in live time.
Yeah. So he probably had a better angle looking at it from that side where he'd seen, as we saw it on that second replay. He had the angle from the opposite side then that saw the ball come off the backboard.
You would have been, he would have been right in line with it to see that the ball hit the backboard first, and then the Nottingham player try and block it from there.
So 6:26 left in this third quarter. Phoenix lead 83 points to 51. And just a little bit more on the Nottingham Hoods. As we said about them, wanting to build and, you know, hopefully at some point come into the BBL. They're a relatively new team, only formed in 2009 by a local coach, Lee English, with the prime aim really of getting kids off the street. The Hoods took the name from Nottingham's most famous resident, Robin Hood, but also with the twist on the modern day as well, with obviously youngsters wearing hoods, you know, not really welcome anywhere, and they opened the doors to everyone, and that was their MO really, to get people off the streets, get them into basketball. Look at where they've risen now, you know, in the short space of time. And in that first year as well, in Division 4, they were crowned national champions in the first year of operation, beating Birmingham Nets. A huge block there by Teague. Goodamy with a triple on the buzzer. He's short. Riley picks the ball up, and Hoods go again. Hall thought about the three from range, checks it and goes again and nails it.
Again,
huge three from Hall.
Again, it's good. It's the Hoods sticking with the play, getting the offensive rebound, moving the ball, getting open shots, and just hustle play.
Absolutely. And going back to what we talked about at timeouts last week, you know, the Hoods coach using that timeout really just to probably get them refocused and calling a specific play, to try to nail it.
Get them refocused and then to stop the momentum of Phoenix as well, who
Absolutely.
are running down and scoring.
Riley from the corner pocket, no good. Goodamy can't get the rebound. It's Phoenix ball. Jack coming into play. Marcus Evans taking a seat. Yeah, so they said they won their national championships, went into that national playoff final. Big underdogs meeting an unbeaten team that season, Birmingham Mets. But they upset the odds, turning a 59-56 victory that day on a huge block by Maceo Jack. As Riley was going in, he thought he'd been fouled. Comes up with a big smile on his face. Looking forward to the highlight reel, I think, there.
Oh, that's a nice block.
Jack
he was waiting for it too. It was like he's stalking his prey.
Yeah. Hall, high. No good, Looper. Suarez with a triple off the rebound of Campbell.
I don't think Coach Byrne will be happy with...
Phoenix go away again.
I don't think Coach Byrne will be happy with all the offensive rebounds that the Hoods are getting.
No. That's their seventh. Daniels. Oh, nails the triple again. That's his eighth. 24 points. Joe Campbell again.
Move,
strong
Joe. Drive
in. This time round Anderson. Off the glass. That's him. Team high on to 20 points personal. 4 minutes left in this third quarter. Daniels drives in. Gives it to Jack. Oh, nice move there. Saw Jack on the cut.
Goodamy just got out of his way as well. He was like, nope, I don't want any part of that.
Two-handed stuff by Maceo Jack. Goodamy
nice.
Strong to the basket there. Just got a little bump off Anderson going in. But he was strong enough to get to the glass and lay it in. Jack off with the three. Campbell. Hall for the triple. This time he's too long. Jack just manages to get the rebound under intense pressure from Riley. He's going all the way himself. Gets fouled. And he'll go to the line for 2 shots.
I think Jack was looking back, trying to get calls all the way down
That's
the
it, yeah.
down the court.
Could have come on Riley, and it eventually came on Goodamy. Could have been Suarez. Any one of them, but he gets there in the end. David Ulf coming in. Jamal Anderson sitting down.
And I've got to give a shout out to the officials on that one too, because they could give that bump, that little bump that he got up here and he got down there, but he didn't turn the ball over. He's heading downhill. He had an open basket, and now because of the little bump that they let go here, he's been able to go to the free throw line because he's attacked the basket.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, and that's what fans and spectators want to see. We want to see players being able to get to the basket, be seeing those plays, and not little ticky-tack fouls being called so that the game gets stopped all the time.
Absolutely. I think that's part of the game management as well as part on the official side of it, isn't it? Gademi strong into the basket again. He gets a foul called on David Ulf and will go to the line for the bonus.
It's 100% trying to get a flow on the game and trying to get the game up and flowing because players want that too. They don't always want a little foul called on them when they're already beat the guy and they're going downhill and they can see an open basket. So they like to have a flow on the game as well.
And there's nothing better for a player with that strong physical matchup as well. You know, as long as it's within the rules, that's great. It's part and parcel of it. It's great from a personal point of view, but it makes it a great spectator event as well, doesn't it? All part and parcel in making a good game.
That's right. It's all about, it's called having a feel for the game.
Yeah. Suarez out to Adekai. Hall backing his man down. Comes away for the fadeaway. No good. Teague with the rebound, gives it to his skipper. Nice play inside. Oh, Daniels thought about the lay-in, but thought better of it. So Maceo Jack unmarked on the wing, dished it out, and nothing but string from Jack. 93 points up now for the Phoenix, and that's their 16th triple of the night. Gademi running far too easy there. Ulf gave him a bit too much space.
And again,
capitalised on it.
Yeah, Nottingham Hoods, they've dropped back into a zone here on defence, so they're mixing their defences up, seeing how they can play it against a faster opponent and see what, different rotations they have to make.
Oh, nice no-look pass from Austin, finds Ulf down low. Good team ball by the Phoenix. They're starting to enjoy this one now. Campbell now for the Hoods. Gademi with the triple. Good rebound by Hall. Gets on the wrong side of Daniels. Oh, and a nice spin move away by Austin Jr. Maceo Jack goes in and gets the bonus. Superb transition play from the Phoenix.
And it was all about having hands-on and pressure defense as well. Seth Hall done really well to get that offensive rebound. He saw Jode cutting down and this is where we were talking about with Coach Dan. He saw Jode cutting down, but that split second that he didn't make that pass, that the pass was gone. And then he tried to make the pass, and Larry Austin got a steal, and they were off to the races again.
Absolutely. Larry Austin takes a seat. Maceo Jack gets his triple. It's a triple. His bonus from the line. Likes his feet a little bit, but it's gone in no matter. And that takes him now onto 18 points personal.
It's good to see Coach Dan too. He's giving his players opportunities to play on the big stage. We've got DJ Russell Walters out there as well playing, along with a couple of the other junior players. Isaac Thorpe, they're out there playing now.
Maceo Jack with another triple. Sorry to cut across you there, Salty. That's his fourth.
It's good to see them being able to see this type of speed and this type of difference.
Absolutely. Oh, good hands by Jack Hudson in the passing lane there. Daniels out to Jack. And Jack with the triple. He's getting his eye in now. That's his fifth as the Phoenix go on to 104.
And he had shot that before he even got it.
Yeah.
He knew what he was going to do.
Oh, and the outlet pass to Hudson. Adekai gets his hand in.
We nearly saw what we've seen a long time at junior, local, BBL, rebound from Ulf to a fast break to Jack Hudson.
And I think that last triple also provided Lloyd Daniels with a double-double tonight. 24 points and 10 assists for Daniels. Superb night's work for him so far. So just going back to the history of Nottingham Hoods, as I was telling you before. They took that national Division 4 title back in 2010, 59-56 victory over Birmingham Mets. And since then, just progressed up the leads, going into Division 3 the following season, and up to Division 2 in 15-16 season. And now in Division 1 since 2018-19 season, having won Division 2 the year before with a 20-2 record. And last year finished 4th in Division 1 with an 18-8 record. So far in 4th place again this year with that win last night in that East Midlands derby against Loughborough Riders. So they're 7-6 so far this season. A couple of names I think to mention in association, apart from Joe Campbell that everyone knows here at the Phoenix. Last season they had Kyle Jimenez playing for them, now with the Caledonia Gladiators, part of the Scotland 3x3 Commonwealth team as well. And another name you picked out is related to the head coach.
I think they'll also, some people might know of Tintin Watts that played for Manchester Giants. Well, he's the brother of Coach Dan, so he might have, and he did play here as well. Tintin played here for a few years. Last played for Nottingham in the 2016-2017 season. So, you know, runs in the family for the coach, and I'm sure he might ask for a few tips here and there, maybe, or maybe not.
Maybe not.
but yeah, it's good to see that basketball's still within the family.
And on the buzzer at the keys, good for 2. That ends the third quarter well for Nottingham Hoods. So at the end of the third quarter, Phoenix lead 104 points to 65. But I'm sure Coach Watts is still pretty happy with that. So it's trophy all the way this week. Started last week with Plymouth beating St Mirren last Saturday night, 105-52. And then on Thursday night this week, London took on Worthing Thunder and came away 89-53 victors. And Friday, the trophy continued with Bristol entertaining Surrey, and somewhat of maybe a turn-up, bit of a surprise result there, considering Bristol's good form last weekend, beating Leicester and Manchester. So much that we know in the week, we had a chat about this, didn't we, Salty? And we said before last weekend we'd have given Surrey got into that game favourites, but after them 2 victories last weekend and the home tie, certainly Bristol, but Surrey upset that and took that 78-72.
Yeah, and it sounded like a close game and a good game to be at. So it's good to see though in the league where
absolutely
you know these teams like Surrey can pull off. And I'm not saying Surrey's a bad team at all, because they're well coached, they're well drilled, and they've just been unable to execute some of those games to come out on top. Yeah, but they're still contenders and will still push.
Absolutely. And again, it just shows how good this BBL league is, because it doesn't matter whether you're top or bottom, anyone can beat anyone else on any given night.
That's right. I mean, you've got your front contenders with London leading the way, but you know, even they can be pushed. And like you say, from top to bottom, there's nights that you're going to turn up to games and think, yeah, we should have this. Well, look at Bristol. They probably thought with their momentum and the way that they've been playing this season that they should come away with a win there. And, you know, Surrey have done well to take that win.
Absolutely. 2 more games on Friday night. North of the border saw Caledonia beat Newcastle 97-86. And then Derby Trailblazers took on Team Wales and beat them 91-67. We're underway here again. Maceo Jack. Anderson for range, no good. Suarez picks up the board. There's 2 other games been on today. One still to play, or still on the closing stages. I'll come to that in a second. But earlier on, Sheffield beat Thames Valley 98-66. And that game, other game that's taking place at the minute, just the other end of the M56. Huge game Manchester Giants and Leicester Riders, and with 1:36 left on the board, on the clock I should say, it's 95 points apiece. Riders took an early lead in that one. Giants have pulled it back, and all square with just over 90 seconds left in that, so we'll keep you posted as to how that finishes. Anderson just short with his 3-point attempt. Suarez now for Hoods. Thought from the corner. No good. Jack into Ulf. And that partnership again. This time the provider was Jack Hudson.
And that's something that Coach Dan was talking about in terms of at half-time, in terms of his team getting back after scoring or not scoring and having the Phoenix, up the court in transition basketball.
Oh, nice move inside of Adebayo. On the 24-second shot goes as Maceo Jack takes a heck of a bump from Russell Walters. So the ladder for the next round will read Plymouth will be at home to Derby Trailblazers. It's looking like the only representative from NBL 1 into the next round. Caledonia will be at home to London Lions. And it's looking like Cheshire Phoenix will make the trip down south to Surrey. Oh, what a play by Maceo Jack!
Wow, Maceo
That's the stuff
Jack.
of the night. He got up high there. Oh, high off the
nice
glass
comeback
there by Samuel Williams.
Good job.
Great playing. Oh, no! Another one there.
Oh.
Now it's showtime.
And that was thrown from the backcourt as well for Marcus Evans. Wow.
Well, just as Maceo Jack got the game high, Anderson was having none of it and got it back.
Wow.
Maceo Jack on 26 points, Anderson now on 27.
And that's where Coach Stan will be a little bit disappointed in terms of Samuel Williams finishing at one end, but then getting an open alley-oop down the other end. So their transition defense wants to pick up.
Like you say, that's the difference in the speed of the game, isn't it, at this level, compared to what they're used to week in, week out. And a timeout called by Coach Watts.
And he may even go over exactly what I was just saying in terms of transition defense. We make a basket, but we're not getting back down the other end to be able to contest what they're giving us.
So 69 seconds left in the Manchester-Leicester game, and it's still tied, 97 points apiece. So Sheffield will be made to wait right to the death to find out who they will play in the next round. And as I said, it's looking like Surrey.
Look at the pass from Marcus Evans, right in the backcourt.
Wow.
Jamal able to get it, pull it from away from the basket as well, and bring it back.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Anything you can do, I can do better, he says to Maceo.
Yeah, they're having a dunk off.
So Phoenix will be travelling down to Surrey to defend the trophy. A trophy that's synonymous to the Phoenix franchise, the Phoenix and what was the Chester Jets franchise. Been known as the BBL Trophy since 2001. The break back in 2010 and took the sponsor's name, the Franklin and Marshall Trophy. Previous to that, it was the Uniball and the 7-Up, the League Trophy, and then that West Trophy. As we hear, they got the strains of Neil Diamond, Sweet Caroline in the background. As is getting to be the tradition here at EPSV at the end of the third. Evans dishes out to Anderson. Jack for three, and he's good again. His sixth triple of the night. Takes him on to 29 points, game high. Adekai looking for a three of his own. Not quite long enough. Hudson picks up the rebound. Jack back to Hudson. Hudson, nice little bounce pass inside, but Ulf can't quite collect it. Adekai, oh, he makes a mess of his pass to Suarez, who was making the cut inside. Turns it over, and it's Phoenix possession again.
I think the thought was there, just wasn't able to execute properly.
Anderson down low. It's crowded out. Manages to get the ball out to Evans. Hudson for three. No good. Ulf picks up the rebound. Oh, nearly finds Jack cutting inside. But it goes out of play. Well, it looks like we could be destined for overtime down at the other end of the 56. Just keep me in touch with that with 5 seconds to go in that one. It's 99 apiece. Right down to the wire. Thought for three, and he's good. And the youngster gets his first points of the night, much to the delight of his teammate Samuels.
Yeah, good on him. Got an open shot, took it. Great to see. Oh, and then gave away a foul. But again, Nottingham, they're not backing down to anything. They're still running their offensive. They're still running their sets defensively. I know they need to get back in transition a little bit, but nitty gritty, going to play it out, not bothered by the score, and looking to learn off this, as well as practice some of their own in terms of rotations, making rotations made quicker, offensive sets quicker, passing quicker. Because that's what the game needs at this level.
Yeah, that's it. Coach Watts using this game to his advantage for all that. Big learning curve. And if they can come out of this, all the better for it. And it's been a worthwhile exercise, hasn't it?
Absolutely. If they take some of this and some of what they've experienced here back to their league games, then, they've learned from this.
Adekai, great ball. Handling there. I want a blocking foul called on Ulf. Inside. I think he was inside the no charge zone there, wasn't he? I think that's where that was called. But
tough to see on the replay. Here we go. We'll see where he is. Oh, he's moving across as well.
He's moving, yeah. Easy call there. Great work from Adekai. Good ball movement. Got the step on Evans. Get inside. And earned himself 2 shots from the line.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure on him from Marcus Evans, and he was able to take that pressure and attack the basket.
He's good with his first. And good with both. So 115-72, just under 5.5 minutes of this contest left. Jamal for another triple.
I'm going to put this out to our grassroots players as well. You would have noticed Jamal's last 2 shots were short on the basket, and he needed to adjust and get it a bit longer, get a bit more legs in his shot, which he did, and it was nothing but net.
Anderson again, Evans, little crossover, off the glass, no good. Anderson gets the rebound, out to Hudson. Hudson back to Anderson, just juggles it, but finds Evans. Evans, a little bit of a shake and bake. Up, and a nice step back too from Marcus Evans. Say that shot's becoming a bit of a trademark of his, isn't it?
He loves that
mid-range.
He loves that little dribble, try and shake and bake, and then pull up for a jumper.
And Adekai, no good. Hudson looks for the quick ball out in transition. Gives it to Wolf. To Maceo Jack. Out to Evans. Evans round to Anderson. Anderson down low. Cross court to Jack. Jack drives it in down low, finds Ulf, and Ulf just drops it in. That's nice play from the Phoenix.
Good ball movement from one side to the other. Make the defense move side to side, and then you'll find gaps. Oh, nice pass.
Nice play at the other end, and Thorpe off the glass.
Nice pass, nice cut. Sam Williams to Ian Thorpe. Great job, great job.
122.74, 3:40 left of this contest. Jack Hudson takes it in, dishes it out again to Jamal. This time he's just slightly long, back iron. Suarez finds Thorpe from the corner pocket. Oh, and he's in and out. Deserved that one. Good spot. Evans looking to drive in. Juggles it. Finds Hudson. Nice no-look pass to Ulf. Ulf looking to find Anderson in the corner pocket. No good. And the ball's tipped out of play. It's going to be Phoenix end-line ball with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Maceo Jack. Jamal Anderson sits down. Lloyd Daniels and Tajai Teague comes in. So an opportunity for Lloyd Daniels to take that top scoring spot back as that battle between Anderson and Maceo Jack is over for a moment as they both sit down. Anderson leading all scorers on 30 and Maceo Jack on 29.
Another interesting point to look at is Larry Austin Jr. hasn't come back into the game for a while, and I did see him with the trainer at half-time working out with him, so maybe he's got a little issue, a little injury, a little strain or something, but he hasn't been back in the game.
Yeah, hopefully that's nothing too serious and just erring on the side of caution with that one. Seth Hall gets his scoring back up and running as well. He's not scored for a while. He's going from way downtown. Off the glass, no good. And we do have overtime down at the other end of the 56. It's finished 99 each in regulation. A block right at the end by Robertson. Takes it into overtime. And at the start of that overtime, Giants had taken the first 4 points, so they lead that one. Just over a minute of that first period of overtime gone. 103.99 the lead there. Nottingham possession. Timeout has been called by Nottingham. So with just over 2 minutes of this tie left, Phoenix lead 124-76. And they should progress to the next round. Well, they will progress now, won't they? Let's face it, to the next round of the trophy. Strong history for the Phoenix. They've won this trophy 5 times, only second to Newcastle Eagles, who've won it 7. And it was the Jets trophy back in the day. Between 2001 and 2004, it never left the Northgate Arena. With the cousin of this gentleman sat next to me, Mr. Pero Cameron, taking the MVP in that first one of the 4 wins back in 2001, when a 92-81 win over Newcastle at the NIA.
They were all right. They were all right back then. Not bad, not bad.
And that was the Jet Wash season, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
And then in 02, Mookie Thomas. There's a name for all the old Jets fans. Do you remember he took the MVP in that epic at the NEC when they beat Milton Keynes Lions by 1, 90 points to 89. And the next 2 finals they won at Sheffield, the old Hallam FM Arena, with one of my favourite players of the Jets era, TC himself, Mr. Todd Cawthorne. They beat Lions 84-82. I think he hit the winning basket in that one, if I remember rightly. Finally, John McCord, another one of the Jets legends, taking MVP in that 04 final, beating Brighton 68-66 again in Sheffield. Fantastic times there. Great memories for any Jets or Phoenix fans that were Jets fans back in the day.
We just saw a kick ball there by Chode, and just want to touch on the rules for a kick ball. You'll have a look and notice that depending on what the shot clock is, it'll get reset. If it's 13 and under, it'll go to 14. but if it's over 14, it'll stay as is for kickball penalties.
Daniels with another triple. That's his 9th. Make that 27 points for Lloyd Daniels tonight. Big double-double alongside 10 assists. Joe Campbell off the glass. He's still playing.
Yeah, he's shown his experience.
22 points there.
He's been there, done that. Knows how to finish.
Absolutely. Can't quite make it. Triple number 10. Lloyd Daniels. But Phoenix keep possession. 61 seconds of this tie left. 127-78. The Phoenix lead. Teague and another kick ball there. As you can see, the shot clock was on 12 and he's reset back to 14.
Yep. You just hear Coach Burns yelling on the sideline here, play the clock. So he's trying to time manage, give them practice and time management to run it down as much as they can and then get a shot at the end of the shot clock.
Oh, that's a cheeky one there by Gademi. He thought he got quite a bit of the ball, but the referee deemed it to be a foul just at the back of Jack Hudson there. Little smile from him after the foul. Thought he'd do a little cheeky one there. What, me? No, yeah. Surely not.
Well, there again, you know, he hits him in the head with his arm, but gets a hand on the ball.
Yeah. And while we're talking about MVPs, who can forget last year's performance in the final by Larry Austin Jr., well-deserved MVP in that 82-68 win against the London Lions. Since twice they've beaten them in the trophy final. Huge display by everyone, but it was Larry Austin's stage. Well-deserved MVP for him that night. As we go into the closing stages of this game, just 30 seconds left of this tie. Hudson for 3, no good. Oh, nice no-look pass by Gademi out to Seth. Oh, just about drops it in. Big smile coming back on his face. He's enjoyed it tonight, as I'm sure all the Nottingham Hoods boys have. They've put up a great show and been a real great representation for NBL 1.
Again, like I said before,
they've got a lot out of this tie. Sorry, Salty.
The talent is there. They've shown it tonight. They're able to learn from this. They're able to get some positives out of this and take it into national Division 1. But like you say, they've given a good representation of their club to be on the stage, to show a no back down attitude. And I think they've done really well, and it's really great to see.
Absolutely. Fabulous tie. Great performance from the Phoenix. Good professional performance that was needed. Not 100% perfect, obviously, but always difficult in situations like this when you've got a team against a lower division and you're commanding such a big lead. But yeah, good win, 129 points to 80. But just as much as that, as far as the Phoenix concerned, as you said, Nottingham Hoods give a fantastic account of themselves from 0 to 40. And Coach Watts, I'm sure, will be very, very pleased, not only with the performance, but what he will get out of tonight's game in the long run compared, as far as the rest of this season's concerned. And obviously build, as we spoke about earlier on, building the team, building Nottingham Hoods into hopefully a bigger and better team in the future. And who knows, one day seeing him in regular BBL action here every season.
Like I said earlier, it's something that the National League are trying to approach and trying to adopt a mentality that looks the same as the BBL. And the first execution of that is putting the 3-person officiating into it. So now it's exactly the same as a BBL level, and they've got 3 referees in that instead of 2, which is a good thing to see. and we've been doing, and I think they've been doing that, and it's doing great.
I'm going to have a quick chat to the Phoenix coach that's maintained his 100% record. Be pleased with that at least.
Yeah.
Good performance, Danny. I think that was just said. Good professional performance. The result was probably expected. Derby's given them a great account of themselves, as we said all the way through, but you've got to be pleased to get that one out of the way, potential banana skin.
Absolutely, yeah. It was a case of making sure that these guys stayed professional and disciplined, and we stuck to the scouting report. We stuck to the plan, of what we've been practicing and talking about all week. And I think we've done a very good job there.
Yeah, it was a great performance. I mean, we showed the prowess from outside the arc again. Was it the 21 3-pointers hit? Lloyd Daniels in particular, 9 from him. I mean, at the start he was red hot, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, and it's good to finally get him going. He's been in a little bit of fits and starts throughout the season, but we kind of spoke about this. Could be the game to get Lloyd going and get his eye in, because the guy is lights out. I just want to say credit to Nottingham as well. They put up a hell of a fight. They put 80 points on us, which is no mean feat. Well, we have one of the better defences in the BBL, and they certainly come to play tonight.
Well, that's it. And this is what I just said about Salty as well. It's obviously difficult from yourself to try and keep the players focused on the task in hand, and not to try and let that intensity drop off too much when you're commanding such a big league against a team from, albeit, a lower division. Absolutely.
I mean, you could see in the last few minutes there of the fourth quarter, a little bit of sloppiness crept in, maybe a little bit of fatigue as well, because we've only got a small rotation today. It was about telling these guys when they called the timeout, or not called let's just get this job done professionally. Let's get the stops that we need and get down the other end and just play it slowly.
And talking about that small rotation, we noticed that the skipper didn't play much of the second half. We noticed him doing some stuff at the half time with the physio. Is he okay?
Yeah, Larry's got. He's like most of the players this time of year. They're all got bangs and bruises and all knocked up. A little bit of a slight hamstring tweak last week, so. With being that far up, we didn't need to play him really at the end, and it was good to give Jack and Ulf some extended minutes, really.
Yeah, we thought that, just erring on the side of caution, because obviously a huge weekend to come with Leicester on Friday and Giants back here Sunday.
Yeah, huge game away to Leicester. They've upgraded in the point guard spot, and then a massive derby at home, who I'm sure they'll be wanting to come and prove a point after us beating them last time.
I'm just talking about Leicester. I'm just having a look at the scorecard at the other end of the 56. They're in overtime there, and with 13 seconds to go, they're up by 411, 107. So looking to be taking that one, all being well.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, that's the second time they've gone overtime at Giants as well. This is the second game. Yeah. So hopefully we're not in that position next week and we come away with 2 wins. We've got a good week leading up to practice. Mike and Will should be back, and hopefully we'll be back full strength next weekend.
Fantastic.
And Coach Ben should be back as well, hopefully.
Excellent, yes. Yeah, hopefully. I hope he's enjoyed that at home if he's had a chance.
Yeah. Going to be like a zombie with no sleep in all week.
Thanks for your time, Danny. Appreciate that tonight, and well done once again.
Thank you. Cheers.
So, Coach Byrne going away very, very happy there. And we'll take the Phoenix into the next round. Say they'll travel down to Surrey. That tie yet to be announced. And just to wrap things up here tonight, I say the final score, 129 points to 80. The Phoenix took this. I wish the Nottingham Hoods all the very best for the rest of their season. If they play like that, they're certainly going to be at the top end, fighting for decent playoff spots, I'm sure.
Yeah, and I think what's come out of the game tonight is the Phoenix professionally came out, done exactly what they needed to do, done a job. But I also have to give kudos and take your hat off to the Nottingham Hoods, who have came out. And the score line doesn't always reflect things, but in terms of grittiness and determination, you've got to give it to Nottingham. They played really well.
Absolutely.
Jode and
Seth Hall in the first half.
Yeah, everything, all their offense went through them. They were able to control things. All of the players had a no-die attitude.
Absolutely,
They got out there, they played, and it was great. It was great to see. And they've put 80 points on the board.
Absolutely, yeah.
So it's nothing to shy away
That's
from.
what Danny just said then, yeah, exactly.
And that's what they do. They come out, they shoot the ball. But I think they would have picked up a lot of things that they can take into Division 1 too. So big ups to the Nottingham Hoods organisation and to Coach Dan, because I know he does a lot within that club in terms of teams.
Absolutely,
coaches,
yeah. A lot goes unnoticed there, doesn't it? As it does in a lot of clubs. A lot of people put in a lot of unnoticed hours.
Yeah.
And it's one thing that helps the club survive and helps it grow. But all their players went off with a big smile on their face at the end, and that was nice to see as well. Enjoyable night for them, regardless of the scoreline. Yeah,
because they would have been happy to come out to play on the stage and to come away with a bit of satisfaction to say that, we were out here, we played with the big boys, and we done all right. You know, we done the best we could, and we were good. We were good in what we done.
When they watch the tape back of this, I'm sure they'll be very, very proud of their performance. And just to wrap up the game at the other end of the M56, and Leicester have taken it in overtime, 114-107. So that will give them a home tie against Sheffield in the next round. The next games is back to league action for both Nottingham and Phoenix. Nottingham are in the league action at home against Reading Rockets on the 21st of January, next weekend. And the big double-header, as we've already spoke about a couple of times tonight, for the Phoenix next week. On Friday night, they travel away to Leicester, 7:45 p.m. tip-off. I think that's the Sky game, not 100%. I called the Sky game the other week and it wasn't. So I think it's that one. And on Sunday, they entertain the Manchester Giants again, who'll be looking for revenge after that defeat only a couple of weeks ago when the Phoenix won 103-99 here in an absolutely packed out Ellesmere Port Arena. It was absolutely brimming to the rim, past the rim even. In fact, there were fans turned away on that night. So hopefully those fans are not deterred too much, and we'll be back for Sunday if you can get down to that game. It was a cracking game to be first-hand witness of it, wasn't it? We were sat here for that one.
Yep, and it's going to be a bit different too. Some personnel have come back from Manchester
That's
Giants.
Right, yep.
And
William Lee,
he's going to be back, so that's massive for Giants. And then the big two, and Will and Mike will be back for the Phoenix in their place. So it's going to be a whole different ball game. And but I'll tell you what, it's a derby that's top of the list for both clubs. They would circle this in the calendar and say, this is what we want, this is what we're aiming at.
Absolutely, it's one each on the head-to-head as well, so all to play for on that one. So hopefully you can be down here for that. If you can't make it down here to EPSV, 5:30 tip next week, be sure to watch it with us on the BBL YouTube channel or on the BBL player. But from myself, Mark Timperley, my colleague Salty,
thanks for having me.
Good night, one and all. Have a good week. Stay safe. Take care. Good night.
What's in a name? It's legacy, it's history, it's respect. And this season, names become legend. This is passion, this is power, this is our culture. This is Newcastle, Bristol, Caledonia, Sheffield, Plymouth, London, Manchester, Surrey, Cheshire, Leicester. This is basketball. So know our passion, our power, our culture. Know our name.